A lot of times I talk about how you can take a little bit of money, and I usually start off with $100 on how you can invest your money and make money. But there's more than one way to skin a cat. Hey Ross, where my money makes money. So what if you don't have $100? What if you don't have $50? But I know 99% of you have $25 to use and to save and to invest. So I'm gonna try to give you a couple of reasons here. I wrote them down. Please excuse me as I look down, because if I don't, I'll just ramble. You know how I get sometimes. Number one, savings account. You have $25 to save a month to do it, and one of those high yield savings account. And just to give you an example, because I made a great choice, Marcus by Goldman Sachs is now 2.25. And I know some of you gonna say, hey man, you're late. They probably at 2.30, because I really don't look at it. I try not to look at my savings account because I want my money to grow. I just wanted to keep growing because I put money in there because I wanted to grow. Now that's one particular way to save your money, because saving is an investing that you can use to open your own business, etc. Let me move right along, because I got a quick list here. Now there's some other ways you can save money. Investments, right? Using those ETFs and index funds to invest your money, $25 a month. Now I have a couple of ways you can do this, guys. First and foremost, Stash. Stash is about $1 a month, but they have numerous of ETF funds and index funds that you can go in and look at the profit margins to see if that's where you want to be. Because if you take $25 a month and you invest in 5 different investment accounts, that's right, $5 per investment account, and your return is 7% or more, I want you to do the calculations, because you'll see after 10 years, your returns, the amount of money that you'll have in your investment account will be staggering, okay? Staggering. Well, since it's $1 a month, it's probably $24, and you might have to do maybe 4 accounts. But nonetheless, there's other investment entities like M1 Finance. And here's the thing, Stash and M1 Finance, I have a link in the description so you can go right there and sign up. And with Stash, they're gonna give me $5, and gonna give you $5, and we're gonna use that money and invest and make some more money. And of course, Robinhood, okay? I use them mostly for my individual stocks. Now, granted, $5 stocks are really hard to come by, but there are plenty out there on Robinhood, and we know that Robinhood has 0 commission fees. And what that means for you newcomers, for you new beginners, and for your novice investors is that when you buy a stock through a third party, like let's say Fidelity or Charles Schwab or something like that, you have to pay a commission price anywhere from $5 all the way up to $14. But with Robinhood, when you buy or sell a stock through their app, it's 100% free. You also have Betterment. I'm just giving you these options so you know exactly what yourself to get into. Now with $25 a month, guess what you can do? You can invest in peer-to-peer lending. That's right, peer-to-peer lending. You will get 10 to 20% on your return. We're talking places like the LendingTree or Prosper. I'm moving right along, guys. I hope you can stay with me. You also have Fundrise, okay? Fundrise. And a lot of these things, the only thing you have to do is a quick Google search. Because if I don't go through this will be all day. You know what I'm saying? Here's another thing. Pay off your debt. We're talking about debt. Now, I know this thing for this year, I put it out as savings, but I think we should move to debt, right? Because debt is killing us Americans. I mean, it doesn't matter. You're the baby boomers, the Generation X, your millennials, your generation your generation Y and Z. It doesn't matter. Debt is killing us, and you can use that $25 to pay off and kill off a lot of your interest in those principal amounts. Your employee-sponsored retirement plan, you can pay more into that, as well as a Roth IRA. Now, granted, if you don't know the difference between the Roth IRA and a traditional IRA, it's quite simple. Individual retirement account, that's what IRA means. And traditional retirement accounts means that when you're putting your money inside that retirement account, they're not going to tax it unless you take money out. And it's heavily penalized if you take money out before 59 and a half. Now, Roth IRA, soon as you put your money into that IRA, they tax it. So on the back end, when you're taking money out, when you're in your elderly years, you don't get taxed. All right. And your own retirement plan, which we just kind of covered, right? U.S. Treasury securities. We're talking about bonds, guys. You go over to treasurydirect.gov and you can find out all the different bonds that you can get into in order to make a profit. Now, bonds, we're talking anywhere between 1% to 4%, but nonetheless, you're making money. And granted, we know that I love those inflation bonds, those I bonds. And we know that those inflation bonds, those I bonds, they either meet inflation or succeed inflation. So let's not get wrapped up in those particular terms, but let's get wrapped up in U.S. Treasury securities at treasurydirect.gov. Now, here's another thing that a lot of people don't know about, because I like to invest some of my money heavily on Robinhood through those ETFs that gives me dividends over and over again. And then I reinvest those dividends even inside the same funds, or I create new funds to make more dividends. So I'm reinvesting my dividends. But you know what they also have, right? And this is not on Robinhood. You have to research this just a little. They're called DRIPs. Okay? Drip too hard. Now, I'm not talking about the song, guys. Dividend reinvestment plans. Dividend reinvestment plans. Dividend reinvestment plans, basically, you just reinvest in your dividends, but these are called DRIPs. And there are certain companies and organizations that handle them superbly. And last but not least, entrepreneurship, your own business. See, if you 18, 19, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, it's not too late to start a business. And just because I didn't continue throughout the ages doesn't mean that you're too old to start your business. It just means that I got tired of saying it. But nonetheless, you're never too old to start your own business. Because right now, I talk about entrepreneurship a lot. And you're like, hey, are you an entrepreneur? I do things on the side, very, very small things, meaning I may buy things in bulk and I may sell some things on the side. But am I really thinking about opening my own business? I don't know just yet, right? Because there's some of us that's geared to have our own business where we don't want, our boss, we want to handle everything ourselves. And there's some people like myself where I'm in the middle, where I want to do some things, but I also want a steady income through a corporation or organization. So I'm kind of teeter-tottering, but nonetheless, all of these are viable options for you to get into and make money. So when you have $25 and you don't know what to do with, instead of buying junk food, instead of buying gadgets, instead of splurging or buying anything else, other than investing in yourself through the 15 ways I just gave you, then you might want to reconsider how powerful $25 a month really is. Because I talked about $100, $250, and I was like, you know what? What if somebody just had $25 to spare? What would they do with that? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, because here at Ross World, we try to figure out, even with a little bit of money, how can we still make more money? I'm out.
Too hard, don't stand too close, you gon' fuck around and drown off this way.